This is the Young Man's Handbook podcast. My name is Zeke Alvarez, and every week I'm going to bring you a new guest that's going to go ahead and inspire for you to retire. All right, today's video is going to be sponsored by Falcon Roofing and Solar. Falcon Roofing and the insurance claims specialist. If you're in the DC, DMV, Virginia, Maryland area, go ahead and check us out if you're missing any shingles. If you had any hailstorms, windstorms in your area, we'll get you a free roof directly through your insurance, nothing out of pocket.
What's up, man?
I can't even reach around here.
Thanks for having me. Pound it.
All right. All right, bro. This is the first episode of the Young Man Handbook. I want to basically just write a memoir or letter to yourself, a younger version of yourself. And my first guest today is Cristian, at Cristian MLO. And I want to kind of give a brief background of how I met him, which is through a connection, through somebody I knew. And, you know, you kind of, hey, here's my Instagram. You know, what do you do? And that's the very, like, Washington, D.C. thing to do. But you can also tell, like, hey, this guy seems like a great person, or this guy seems funny or charismatic. We probably should connect. And that's the mindset I kind of go on a day-to-day basis, right? And not saying every connection is wrong or right, but, you know, there's value in meeting everybody. So I met him, grabbed his Instagram, and I was like, wow, he's pretty funny, popular on Instagram. I want to also emulate his kind of style, and maybe it'll, you know, we bounce some ideas back and forth, and I think that's what we really bonded on. So, Cristian, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you. That's Cristian, Blandin, Cristian with no H for no hassle, okay? And it's like Zeke said, we met through connection. He's not giving the whole backstory, and I won't give it either. You know, you had to be there. But we met in Arlington at what is it?
Darna?
Yeah, would you call it a club?
I would say like a lounge.
Yeah, okay. We met at a lounge, and immediately I was like, all right, this guy's cool, right? You pick up those vibes, like you said, and we've clicked ever since, man. We've kept in touch. I think this was back in 2021.
Yep.
Probably, yeah. So we've kept in touch since then, and thank you for having me on your show, man.
Yeah, man. Seeing the glow up, you know, I guess on both of our accounts, we're seeing the glow up, the new whip,
the new whips.
Yours sorry, mine too, but it's all good. I try not to. It's a little humble brag, but just seeing the followers blow up, seeing my people follow you. I'm getting a lot of followers from you, vice versa, and then I don't even think about it as followers. I think about it as connections, possible ways to make income. And you have a very interesting way of networking. I wanted you to kind of expand on that.
What do you mean by that? Why do you think it's interesting? What makes it interesting?
You have a very deep social media presence, but along with social media, how would you say you get some of your clients?
Word of mouth?
Word of mouth? You don't put yourself out there a little bit like that?
Oh, you talking about the Bumbles, the Tinders, the Hinges?
This man is the funniest man on the internet, I swear.
So yes, I do have business profiles on dating apps. Right? It's a safe space, you know, and maybe you want to inquire about a mortgage, and you do it through a good-looking guy like myself. I don't know, you know, and it's I have had some success through that, by the way. So,
all right, that started what, maybe 6 months ago?
It started 6 months ago as a joke. I was like, I need more content. I was like, what could I do? So I immediately made I believe this one was a Tinder profile. I made it. I put up my headshots on there. I put an intro, how to get a mortgage, that type of stuff, and it became a hit. People really liked it. So then I made a Hinge, and I made a Bumble.
How much time do you devote to social media or even networking dating apps?
You know, the dating apps, not so much, right? That one, it was more so for a joke for Instagram. But I would say I like to devote at least on a minimum an hour a day, Monday through Friday, I would say. About 5 hours a week on social media, on content. I like to devote a time where I post, because a lot of the times the ideas come to me. So the ideas, if I have something right now, right, I'll write it down. I'll put it in my notes, but I won't post it. I normally post between 9 a.m., 12 p.m., and 7 p.m. on Instagram because I get the morning crowd, I get the, the lunch rush, and then I get the evening die down, whatever.
The crazy part that I think about is that these outlets are free. They're totally free. And people are still afraid to put themselves out there like that, where you never know what type of client or what type of, how much money you can make for these free outlets. I pay $6,000 a month on ads or for solar, $6,000 a month for ads on roofing, but yet I still get a lot of organic clients from social media, which is crazy to me because it's free.
Well, it may not be free if you're verified. I pay $14.99. So yeah,
you're that guy.
I'm that guy.
It's all right, man.
Yeah, listen, it's marketing.
You are that guy though. Like,
thank you.
It is very you. You have to be like. I just found out yesterday I had a fake YouTube account because I went to go search up, because I started this YouTube channel, and I'm like, I searched my name, and I have a guy who's teaching people how to do credit card scamming. I don't even know how to do that. I had to watch the channels. I was like, damn, I need a career change. Crazy, right?
And he was you? What do you mean he was?
Like my picture, my name.
Wow.
And he put up a great picture of me, by the way.
Oh, well, that's like, I haven't hit that level of success yet where people are making fake profiles of me. And I don't know how I feel about that. It's like, am I ugly? Like, what is it? Like, why don't I have somebody, right? Why isn't somebody out there trying to be me right now? I don't know how I feel about that. Like, nobody has an OnlyFans of me yet. So
we got what? Only loans though.
Hey, we do have only loans, so that's a real one.
That is amazing, man. See, and I think about this stuff like, you know what? And then my girl looks at me like, don't even try the hinge. I don't give a fuck. Don't try.
So I was gonna do OnlyFans at first. I was gonna do the OnlyFans.
I'm getting the evil look like, don't even fucking think about it.
But I was like, man, dude, I'm not gonna be out here naked.
I mean.
Like, I'm not going to be here topless. I'm not freeing the nips, for some mortgage tips. So I scratched that one out. You like that, right?
That was good. That might be my next tweet.
There you go.
That's good, man. I also wanted to shout out Rich at Rich Grills for letting you use his space. It's a very creative space. It's beautiful. If you're in the Maryland area, please check out his shop. Get a grill, tattoo,
and shoot a podcast.
And how to maximize what you have. It's amazing. This space is awesome. And I also met him through a genuine connection, my barber. So shout out to Eric, Eric with a Z on Instagram. We have the same barber, so same great taste. Check him out. He's in Maryland as well. But yeah, genuine connection. Someone I was in the military with who was cutting my hair for $10 in his basement. Now I pay $60 for a haircut. Plus tip.
Inflation is real.
Yeah, but I'd rather put my money, keep my money in my friend circle.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't really matter.
Absolutely.
So when I see him and his kids, and I tell us, hey, you like that meal? I'm Uncle Z.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. No, I'm just kidding. Shout out to Eric. So, but yeah, genuine connections. So we met through a mutual friend of ours, which I call a great friend. But she's trying to learn something from you, and it's just about putting yourself out there. So
I'm out there. For sure.
I feel like the OnlyFans is coming.
We'll see.
How does this, okay, without getting too deep into it, how does this affect your dating life?
Well, it doesn't.
Okay. Not at all.
No, not at all.
So say you're interested in a potential partner. You meet them, they're like, damn, my man got an OnlyFans. But it's through mortgages, right? It's comedy.
Right. The thing is, you got to be comfortable with yourself. You have to be confident with yourself. And if your partner doesn't like it, I'm not going to change for it. If she doesn't like it, she doesn't have to deal with it. She doesn't have to be with me. But I like it. I want to do that. I'm going to keep moving forward with that project.
Do you think that you setting yourself and being single for the past, I know you're a parent. I know you have kids. But even, do you think that kind of sets you up for the future? Like, okay, I know where I want to be. I've already made, not saying your past relationships were a mistake because they're a blessing, right? But they taught you lessons. Okay, but you know where you want to be in the future, right? So I'm not trying to have no hate for nobody, but same thing for me. I got kids. Thank God I had them with the people I had them with. Everything is great, but still, we're not together for a reason.
Right.
I have this time in my life to propel myself forward.
Right.
How do I do that and, attract the right potential partner? And sometimes people did not like my social media presence.
Listen, people, okay, if they're not on the same level regarding social media, they're going to hate and they're not going to like it because they're not comfortable with it. They're not confident in themselves, right? But what do you want me to do? Stop popping? No. I'm not going to slow my progress down because you're uncomfortable with my growth. That's it.
Damn. That's true. I like to kind of think of myself, where would I be without social media? Because not saying I was faking it till I make it, but I knew exactly where I wanted to be. I knew, all right, cool, I'm going to make this deal, make everybody see it, let people know what I want to do on a daily basis. And that's where a lot of my popularity came from, was showing how hard I grind every single day. I was in the Army working 9 to 5, getting off, knocking doors, trying to get people free roofs. And throughout that process, I started gaining popularity. Like, damn, this dude works hard. He's working really Mexican-like.
Mm-hmm. You are Mexican, though, right?
I am Mexican. Okay, I can say that.
All right.
He's working real hard. He has some type of habits, and how do I emulate that? Dang, I see you grinding. And then they get you more into a buy-in, right? So the more you post, the more daily habits you have, people buy into that. They want to be you, be like you, or figure out how you get it instead of hating on you.
Right. Yeah. The more social media presence that you have, I think, the more people trust you. All right, this guy's out there. He's here. I see him every day. He's grinding. He's putting the work in, right? And that, I want to get into the habits now. You mentioned habits earlier, right? What would you say your daily habits are? You don't have to give me all of them, but just give me 3 or 5 daily habits that you have.
I like those numbers, by the way. 3 to 5, they're very resonating numbers. But yes, I'll give you 3. I might go to 5. I don't know. But 3, let's say 1, I start with the gym. It doesn't have to be, okay, I did 16 years in the Army. I hate getting up in the morning. I've never been a morning person. But I do wake up, and I know I'm going to have to make it to the gym at some point of the day. Whether I want to be super jacked, super in shape, or I got a trip coming up or whatever, I know that I'm going to hit the gym. And it's just a daily thing that I've done because I was fat before. And it's a habit that continues throughout. Habit number 2, I write everything down on my phone. First thing I do in the morning is get up, and whether I'm going somewhere, I literally just word vomit my phone into every idea that's in my head. And I do that in the morning and before I go to sleep. Why? Because my brain is all over the place. I have like 1,000 tabs open.
Mm-hmm.
So if I write it down, I know I'm going to eventually get to it and check it off. And I feel good checking off the checklist. Let's see. Number 3, I like to send my calls, my emails, my text all in the morning, and then just kind of deal with it as long as a day comes along. So if I'm waiting for a check, or if I'm shooting a bid somewhere out on a construction job, or whatever I need for the day, I'll get it back throughout the day. So those are my 3 habits. Gym, write it down, and then shoot off everything in the morning, kind of fire and forget, which is kind of bad. But then I was like, oh, yeah, I do got a check coming in. But it kind of helps me out throughout the day. So what about you?
I would say my 3 habits are, first thing what I do is when I wake up, I just lay there. Have my eyes open. I don't immediately get up, but I try not to go back to sleep.
Okay.
Right? And I think about the day. Right? Think about what I'm going to do that day.
Kind of mind map it.
Right. Exactly. Another habit that I have is, for my schedule, I like to write it the night before, and I like to go over it in the morning, and I like to write 3 things that I have to do that day. and 3 things that I'm grateful for.
Bro, time constraints. If it's a 9 p, as long as it has a time number on it, it gives me the most anxiety in the world.
Oh, not for me. I need that's the time that I have to focus on that project, that task. I try not to let anything interrupt it unless it's something that I can't control. But other than that, like I won't take a call during that time slot because I have something else for it. Another habit I have is whatever number of the day it is and whatever number of the month it is, I will do that amount of reps, whatever number of the day it is, and that amount of sets, whatever month it is, of like a quick home workout. So for example, today is what, the 13th?
Okay.
Right? So I'll do 13 push-ups 4 times because we're in the month of April.
Very interesting. How long have you been doing that?
Man, the consistency is the hardest part. But I've been doing this for over a year now.
Very good. I do feel consistency is key on a lot of stuff.
Consistency is key on success.
Some days you're going to make it. Some days you're not. Some days you have sales. We were just talking about this when we were getting coffee before. Like, what is holding me back from fully giving into full-time entrepreneurship, right?
We were talking about that, yeah.
And, to me at this point was leaving the Army. But it's like, okay, you get comfortable with that $100,000 a year job. Shout out to Uncle Sam. But
salute.
Also prior vet. So, but you get comfortable with that $100,000 a year, but that holds you back from that, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000.
Exactly. $100,000 is not $1 million.
Not even close anymore.
Right. Not anymore. Right. Maybe back in 2000, earlier 2000s, right? 100,000 meant a lot.
You know how many haircuts I can get with that 100,000? Probably not as many as I did when they were $10.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't need that many haircuts. So, not $100,000 worth.
There's barbers on staff for 100,000.
Yes, I believe that.
That's
I believe
crazy.
that. So you just got to break through that fear, though, man. And your plan A has to be it, right? Because if you have a plan B, then you have something to fall back on.
Oh, beautiful advice.
Right. That's why you just got to go all in.
But I do feel in this generation, right, if I can tell myself, okay, start and just be an entrepreneur from 18, that's the wrong answer. Like, I feel like you have to humble yourself and learn a trade or a task or a skill that's going to give you that, right? I feel like my skill or my trade or my purpose was leadership. Now, how did I get that? By serving a million odd years in the military. Okay, 16. But I'm able to operate, manage any service-based company. That's, in a sense, my niche in Instagram or YouTube. That's my target audience is people who go out and get it on themselves, right? Now, how did I learn that leadership? Not saying it was from the Army or whatever, but it definitely gave me a lot of tools in my mental toolbox of how to operate in, like, 1, stressful situations, or 2, like, basically thrive in chaos.
Yes, I'll tell you that. The military definitely gave me a lot of mental strength, mental toughness, because, I'll be in some situations, I'll be like, I may be doubting myself or I may be down, but then I remember, like, I've been through worse, right? I'm not a bitch, straight up.
1,000.
Right? And that mental toughness, man, means a lot to me, right? It's the reason why every day I have my held up high,
Yeah, it's definitely something that's embedded in you. And I tell people this all the time. You had to have gone through either team sports or the military boot camp, something like that. And that's going to make a young man like a great foundation.
Yep, I agree.
You don't get that. You baby your kids and let them just be e-commerce
and YouTubers.
And you seeing what we're getting in the generation now, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And nothing wrong with that. Do you make money, scam Bitcoin, do what you got to do, right? And I'm not, but there's still ways to make selling loans sexy. There's still ways to have a roofing business, make it sexy. Have a solar business. Be a plumber. Fuck, be an eyelash girl. Doesn't matter. That shit's still hot. And you can expand your business and still make millions off of it. It's just how you want to market yourself and how big you want to scale.
Yeah.
So that's my biggest thing, especially coming on and making this podcast. That shit's still hot, man. I'll be in Miami, like having the time of my life, and people are like, damn, what is this guy doing? And I'm like, well, I got a roofing business. I'm like, what the fuck?
You would have never thought.
You would have never thought.
Right.
Bright pink shades on.
Right. The Versace's.
The Versace's.
I saw them. They're very nice.
They're hot, right?
Yeah, they are.
Thank you. So that's what I'm saying. Like Gucci shoes, Balenciaga this. And not saying that's what you strive to have. It's nice to have now, but I know if all that stuff got taken away from me, I'm going to go back and get it again.
Absolutely.
You just know exactly how to do it. It's just
you have that mindset. Yep.
The resiliency is number one.
Mm-hmm.
So how do people perceive your success?
You know, I don't know how people perceive my success, right? In my family, with my cousins and my younger cousins, they see me as the cousin with money.
Oh,
right?
That builds a whole nother set of problems.
Nah, you know what? Not really, because I don't be lending money out, man. You know, so people don't really ask me for money either. Well, you know what? Actually, I do, and they're usually old friends, and it's usually from Facebook.
Oh, wow!
I swear to you, you know, they'll ask me for like $80.
That's a very low number.
It is a very low number. And
That's
listen,
how it starts.
That's how it starts. And what I would do, I don't do it anymore. But what I would do, I know I'm not gonna get that money back, right?
Not at all.
But what I do is I give them half of it, because I was like, you know what? I'll lose half, and you figure out how to find the other. If you can get this half, you'll figure out a way to get the other half, and that's it. And like 9 out of 10 times, I never get it back.
It's unfortunate, but that's how it starts. And you know, especially like with your friends from Facebook. Hey, I got this idea going.
Mm-hmm.
You come in under me, but you bring in 10 people.
Oh my God, dude!
That's how I started sales, though.
The amount of Panera lunches I had with that shit in mind that I didn't know about, dude. God, it was.
Damn. I have to pull the audience in here. People that are in. How many times have you been brought in for MLM marketing? Had to be a few, right? I think I even brought some people in for Cutco knives.
Listen, you know what's funny is Donald Trump had one of those back in 2010 or 2011, and I fucking joined that shit. And I tried to. I never got anyone under me, dude. I fucking paid for the package, got the business cards, and never did anything with it. So there's somewhere at home I have a Donald Trump business card with my name on it.
Like a university, or what was it?
I think Trump University, maybe. I forgot. No,
Damn.
It wasn't the Trump University. It was Trump Marketing or some shit. But this was when Trump was the big real estate mogul that he got famous for being. You know, like that's when I started following Donald Trump, and I was like, oh man, this guy's a billionaire. This guy's cool. You know, like that's when I discovered Donald Trump, and that's when I wanted to be a real estate investor.
Hey, you know what? I think about that, right? Because I took a course from Zane John about how to be a solar CEO.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the course, I would have never known a lot of this stuff, or I never would have pushed as hard to get into the solar business and be a solar owner, or try to be an installer, or whatever my solar business is doing at the time. I would have never done that. But then I look back at the course, I'm like, damn, I really paid 20 racks for this? And you're just like, shit. But that 20 racks has got much. It inspired me to go in one direction.
Listen, I know exactly what you're talking about. Because a lot of the shit that people teach you, you already know. It's like, hey, wake up every day at the same time. Do this before you do that. Save, like, you already know all this shit, right? You know, make your calls. But when you pay for somebody else, when you pay somebody to tell you what you already know, it's like, damn, you can look at it two ways, right? You either really start implementing it because now you paid for that information that you already know, or two, you feel like you got. But if you would have been doing that in the beginning, you wouldn't have had to pay $20,000
Exactly.
for that, because you would have just already been on course without getting the course.
We would have been rich at 18.
Would have been rich at 18.
Me too. I would have sold 20,000 Cutco knife packages. Sorry, Mom, that I even sold you one. And my aunts, like, I feel bad. I mean, they're great knives, I think.
You know what I did sell, though? I sold noni juice. You know what noni?
Nah, bro.
Dude, that shit was real.
It
was Tahitian noni. It was this beautiful bottle. It was like, noni is like this special fruit. It was like the fruit of God or something. The way they sold it.
Are you still selling it now?
Nah, I'm not still selling it.
Are you still using it?
No, I'm not still using it, man.
Right.
I'm sure I have a business card out there somewhere. But, man, I've always wanted to get it, though, man, since I was probably since birth, man. I've been always wanting to get it, right? So whenever I saw, and I'm going to call it a quick rich scheme, right? Okay. Because that's how you're like, oh, somebody talks about it. It's usually the person at the top. You see this guy, rolling in it. You're like, damn, this guy's making money.
Yeah.
Right? So I got into that with my mom because I wasn't even 18 yet. I got into it. I got it with my mom. We both went in on it. She sold. If anyone sold, she sold it.
Yo, Hispanic mother's biggest house.
Listen, shout out to my moms. But that one didn't work out. Then I tried. I don't remember what the fuck I tried after that, man. But I think shortly after is when I joined the Army. So. But I've just always had the mindset to get it, man, and I'm definitely farther where I am today than I was.
What was your first thing you okay, besides the noni juice, when you were younger? What was the first thing you hustled legally?
Legally. Well, everything I've done has been legal.
Makes two of us.
And, God, probably the first thing that I hustled. I mean, dating back to school, candy. Probably, candy and then sneakers.
Oh yeah, elevated to sneakers.
Like that, yeah. So I would say sneakers. My buddy and I, we did about $30,000 in sales one year when we were selling sneakers.
And now sneaker reselling is crazy.
Oh, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Damn, and how they develop technology and how to buy sneakers and resell them and make them untouchable, and people still want them. Like, now that I have the money. Yeah, I'll pay an extra $100 for somebody to stand in line, or now I pay an extra $100 to pay over retail because I really want those sneakers.
And somebody went through the hassle that you didn't have to go through.
And that's what I think about. They made it easy for me.
It's the convenience. People pay a convenience fee for a lot of things, right? Uber Eats, Dash, or what it was called, DoorDash. All these things we pay for convenience. Yeah, right? I love convenience.
Me too. I bought 24 wings, and there was $50. The subtotal was probably like 26, 27. Then you pay a fee.
Yeah, absolutely. But now you're saving 40 minutes to go out, get them.
Very true.
Then come back.
Very true. I say this a lot, right? People will pay for convenience, but also, I'd rather somebody come clean my house. I'd rather Eric, make a house call. I'd rather get my hair cut at my house because I want to develop a high-paying skill or high-ticket item to sell, where if I had to spend that 30 minutes to go out and cook there and back, right, to go to the restaurant, if I had to spend an hour to go and get my hair cut along with the drive, I could have sold one item for $10,000 or $5,000, even $1,000, right? I could have used my time focused into that.
Absolutely.
Instead of just driving or whatever.
Listen, it takes me about 2 hours to go get a complete car wash. From going there, getting it washed, and coming back for one car. So I'm definitely going to have somebody come to my house and just wash both of my cars while I'm upstairs working. Right, because it's just that convenience, man, and that time that I'm missing out on.
1,000%. That goes into editing my own videos, my own content, setting up my own shop. I'd rather pay for convenience, and it already set up.
Already set up.
That stuff is priceless. And the minute you understand how much of a boss you are, if you pay people up front to do what you got to do, you'll realize what level you be elevated at. But you have to have a high ticket or high level skill.
Absolutely. And also at the same time, I'm not a professional at everything, right? I'm not a professional at this setup right here, right? I'm going to have to take the time to learn and do it. Now, granted, once you learn how to do it once, you perfect it, then you'll be good at it, right? But I like to put my time in things that I'm already good at and just get better at it.
How many hours do you think it takes for you to be a professional?
I think, what is it, 10,000 hours is what they say, right? 10,000 hours?
I don't have 10,000 hours to go in.
To learn something else, yeah.
I'm a professional delegator. If anything, I know nothing. But I know exactly what that person needs to do, and I don't need to know every detail, but I know the end result I'm looking to achieve. So another thing the Army has taught me at a very high level, I don't need to know everybody's job, but I do need to know the end result and how to get us there. So that includes my business.
There you go.
So I think that's maybe one of the biggest takeaways from this. You don't need to know everything.
You really don't. I don't know everything.
Shoot.
But I know a lot.
How are we looking at time? We're at 30? Damn, we're just at 30? Well, fuck. Pause real quick.
Well, you could cut this out. He cut this out and just edit it.
Just
My right cheek is gone. I just need to
reset.
I'm sorry. When I do this, it's just like a 30-minute, just a time jump. I didn't mean to interrupt y'all flow.
Oh no, it's all right.
Nah, bro, please, man. I got lower back pains. Broken ass old man. We were just talking about that.
I was gonna say, if you had a second afterwards, you can record like the ad for the roofing company.
Okay.
And just use that in your ad slot until you get people who pay for the ad slots. So you can say this video is sponsored by.
Oh, dude.
Oh shit.
Well, we'll just cut that in the middle.
What we'll do is you'll say it's sponsored by me, and then I'll do a video sponsored by you.
Perfect.
You want to do it right now then?
Hold on, let me.
I don't stop recording, so just go ahead and do what y'all do.
I need to get the air out my bag.
This might go in the bloopers.
Bro,
Some of this will be good for, to post as the content, the free content.
Right.
Bro, we were literally just talking about like our VA claims.
Oh yeah.
We were just talking about, hey, what's your percentage? How'd you do that?
100%, bro.
100% is real.
That PTSD.
Did you go into depth about all that you do, Christian?
We can go into that
I
next.
think that's a good idea.
Okay, thanks.
Because you kind of touched on it, but like as a person just meeting you for the first time, me, literally, I kind of know what you do, but I don't know all of it. You know what
Sure,
I mean?
yeah.
I think that's a good idea. And honey, I think like you should still like act like, because like what if this is someone's first time clicking on this video? They have no
Well,
idea
this
who
is,
you are.
it will be, right?
Exactly. So I think you should like expand a lot more about yourself as well.
Okay.
And I think each time in the future, when you start, you should like talk like this is the first time someone's ever watching one of your videos, because it will be. Someone will be.
Mm-hmm.
I think the editor can put that in the front too.
Yeah.
We could record an intro too. That you just we might have like some music playing and your intro comes on, and then at the conclusion of the intro, then you
Yeah.
come on.
Introduce yourself every time.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
So should I do like a solo intro and be like, hey, this is the.
I think we could do all of that stuff after we record this, we finish the interview here, and then if you want to record the intro, we record the intro, record the ad slots, and then we just plug those in before and figure out what point we want to plug them in throughout your interview. Like this part right here is probably where we're gonna put like when I say 30 minutes, that's when I'm gonna put the ad in. You know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna pick it right back up right when we get started again.
Oh, that's a clean. That shit's harder than I thought.
Right?
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, no, that's
Michelle
hard.
made it for me, bro.
Wait,
I
I also have an input, okay?
Yes, lifestyle director. Your input is
It
valid.
does look more iconic this way. The Benjamin, like the front
Oh,
of the
yeah,
100,
yeah.
it was on the words, and then the microphone was actually green, but I was like, I think you need to switch that, and look at how iconic it is.
Yeah, it looks much cleaner that way.
Straight up.
Now my editor, I put him on, but she made all the stuff for me in less than an hour. Probably 30 minutes. I just called. We had a call. She's like, yeah, I got you. Made everything, set up the sub markers, set up. All we got to do is just send the stuff to her, and she'll add in the ad space. She'll add in like she knows exactly what to do.
Perfect. That's exactly what you need to do. Once they set it up once, it's there forever. So
Exactly.
it's just plug and
I
play.
paid $300 to $400 for that. I don't remember. But how the fuck would I know how to do that? How many man hours?
Like he said though, it's like paying for somebody who done got the 10,000 hours already.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm paying for them 10,000 hours. So
Exactly. Yep.
you would have been in that motherfucker like YouTube for
Control,
hours,
Alt,
getting
delete.
it wrong, and fixing it and everything.
Do you want to do the ass slot now? We're doing the ass slots now.
Now we're gonna continue with the interview now, and then because I want to I want to just record it on a whole separate file.
I got you.
Of
Yeah,
audio and video.
All right. Oh, this is a lot more comfortable, but I feel like I'm not facing you though. It's weird. Okay. Oh, it's still recording, right? I feel like sometimes it feels comfortable, and then sometimes it feels like.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
All right. We're gonna do the intro. I'll do my intro later, which will be just one thing, but I'll introduce the guests. So I think my intro would just be like pretty light, like 10 seconds or something.
Yeah, 10 seconds is cool. 10 seconds.
Something like that, right? So
Let me I'm gonna just create an audio cue.
okay.
Send up so that when you send it off, they know when they hear that loud clap that this is when we picked it back up.
Okay.
All right, go. All right. So on today's show, on today's episode, I have Cristian. Just give us a little brief background about what you do and how you made it here today.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. How I made it here today, I drove my I-8. Took the easy pass, whatever, convenience.
Pay for it
Pay for it,
all day.
And I have my own company, Only Loans, empowered by Nexa Mortgage. So I do mortgages.
Okay. And what do you do with the mortgages? What is the mortgage market like these days?
You know what? If you have a client base and you know what you're doing, if you've put those 10,000 hours in, you're still going to do some work. Listen, I tell people all the time, they still sell ice cream in the winter.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying? So if you know what you're going to do, you're going to be able to sell it. And at the end of the day, not everyone has cash to buy a house, right? So they need a mortgage for it. They need a loan. That's where I come in.
So would you say with the mortgages you educate?
Absolutely. All the time. Because I do this every day, right? Every day. I have two phones. One is for the loans. One is for the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
The kids.
that's right. The kids. And they don't know what a mortgage is,
Right.
right? They don't know what it takes to get one. So it's very important for me to educate. And even if they don't go with me, I want them to at least know what they're getting into and what type of questions they should be asking when they go out and get a mortgage.
Yeah. I used to get offended when I put in that much time into making a sale and then see them like they ghost you.
Ah, man, I used to feel the same. Yeah, I would get hurt.
I used to get offended when girls ghosted me. But then, like, real quick, you're like, she probably, one, has got back with their ex, or two, I was never for her.
Listen, man, to the girls that ghost me, you know what I say? I say boo. Like that? You like that?
I do love it.
All
Man.
right.
You like it, I love it.
So, listen, man, and when it comes to clients, man, I felt the same way, right? I was like, you took all this time to educate them, put them up on game, and then they go with somebody else. Because the thing is, the way I see it is you gave them so much game,
Yep.
right? When they talked to somebody else, they already knew what they were talking about, so they knew what questions to ask, and that's probably how they were probably able to bring down the price. And it probably made it easier for the other person because you educated them so much that they didn't have to put as much work in, and they were able to charge them less.
Correct.
Right? So now it doesn't bother me, right? But that's why it's very important that the client takes the time to schedule a call with me, right? I'll send them the link. They'll set up a call. I have that time frame set for them. And if they want to work with me, great. And if they don't, my phone is always charged if they have any questions. But I don't take it personal anymore when a client decides not to go with me.
I think that effort and time to go for either A, women, or B, clients, or vice versa, right? That time and effort that you're going back and like, hey, following, you could just move on to qualifying a new client
Absolutely.
or girlfriend.
Listen, I tell people all the time, I don't have exes. I have, people that didn't qualify. You know what I'm saying? So it's just,
Wow.
you gotta keep going, man.
Wow.
You just gotta keep going,
Damn,
man.
that was a gem, bro.
You like that one, right?
Is that a tweet yet?
It is out there. It needs to be on a shirt. It's gonna come on a shirt very soon. So check out for the merch.
I did plug you in how to drop ship really quick. So I'm very glad, we have these conversations that, hey, Zeke, what was that site? Or, hey, Zeke, who should I have to do this? So I appreciate those relationships me and you have going forth, because I was like, oh, what do you use to edit?
Absolutely, man.
I love this relationship we got going on.
Absolutely, dude. I appreciate you, giving me what you know.
Yeah, I feel like I have a wealth of connections. I tell people all the time, like, my products are free. It's educational. But my connections, they're priceless, right? And you can never put a price on how many connections a person has.
Sitting here and thinking about it, you keep saying priceless, right? Priceless. I don't think they're priceless, man. I think they're expensive. I would rather you replace priceless with expensive, right? Because you're the one that's you're putting yourself out there, right? You're the one taking time to build these connections. And sometimes you're spending money, right? Zeke, you dress nice. You got the Gucci's.
Hey, those,
you know what I'm saying? You got
those bottles and those signs ain't free
they're,
either.
they're not free, right? They're not. That's what I'm saying. And whenever you're out, Zeke, you got a bottle. You got a section. People know you're there, right? That's expensive. That's not priceless. That's expensive, right? So if people want to be tapped in with you, they got to be rolling at some type of level with you, right? So it's important that you kind of switch that, man, because everything isn't free, right? Especially success, in my opinion.
There's a retainer fee, right? You're not going to have access, and not saying I'm the most knowledgeable or wealthiest or any type of person, but yes, I do have a lot of connections. I do know a lot of people, or I know where to take you from point A to point Z or point B or whatever way faster than you were going to do it before.
Right. Yep.
And it either comes with two costs. One, you're going to pay me for my time, or you're going to pay humility and being humble enough to know, being able to receive that back, being able to be led, right? And I did the same thing. I paid the cost, and hey, when I want to do business with somebody, it's either going to come with, what can I do to help you learn, or what can I do for you so you can, drop that knowledge with me? How can I learn from you? And you have to be very humble about it, or you got to pay the price for that connection, which either way is not wrong. I mean, I don't know everybody, and I'm not on a friendship level with everybody, and those type of people, look, what's it going to cost for me to have a sit down with you? But that knowledge you're going to gain is going to put you 10 times further in the future, Sometimes people are like, don't worry about it. Help me this.
Absolutely, man. And for people that know me, they know that I don't really go out. I really, really don't go out that much. A lot of times I'll go out if I see there's some type of benefit.
Correct.
Right? If it's a networking event where I could probably meet some higher level people, then I'm going to go. But if it's just to hang out and drink, now I don't even drink. And if the club doesn't have non-alcoholic beers, right, then
there's no point.
There's no. Now I'm not even in the mix anymore. At least with a Heineken Zero, I'm in the mix, right? I'm holding something. I'm drinking. I'm sipping with them, right? But if I got to sip club soda the whole night, that's whack to me,
right?
And I'm still not gonna drink just to be in the mix. But it's gonna make me not even want to be there.
I like to tell people, I don't party at network, right? And I tell my girl, we're not going out for me to sit there and it's either going to be for somebody's birthday that I know or I want to do business with. It's going to be a business partner. I don't have friends anymore. I don't have time for friends. I have time for genuine connections of people I want to make rich or people that want to make me rich. And that's my 1,000% goal. I don't want to be in your fucking fantasy football league, bro. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't want to hang out and smoke weed with you all day.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even do that. Or I don't want to have drinks with you unless it's going to empower me in the future, or if I'm going to empower you. And in a sense, cosmic karma will bring that back to me later. So I'm not afraid to put myself out there and put somebody on, but that also comes with a retainer fee. We also have to think about that. Like, we can't just keep giving it away and not knowing that either you didn't get after it and you wasted my time.
Yep.
That's the worst, man.
Yep.
Like, people, oh, Zeke, how can I get onto your roofing business or solar business? Put me on. All right, bro, be there at 10 on Friday. Oh, I have a tattoo appointment. And nothing against that, but if you really wanted to get 20 more tattoos in the future, that's going to be the cost of this 1 hour of sitting down. People don't think like that, so I can't think with short-minded people.
Listen, I'm with you on that. And obviously, you know, let's take that example right there, right? You make an appointment with somebody that wants to that wants your services or wants you to put them on. Set an appointment for 10 a.m. Friday. They have a tattoo appointment. You're coming into their life. They probably already had that set up, right? Cool, I got it, right? But when, you know, you keep making excuses, oh, man, I can't, I got to do something. Or a lot of things can be moved, right? But when that person constantly makes excuses, you're like, you already know what time it is.
Right.
You know, and they're just not serious.
And people use, I get it. People have kids. People have lives already locked in. But you have to sacrifice somewhere in something.
Man, listen, I sacrifice a lot. I sacrifice a lot to get to where I'm at. And to the people that use you mentioned the kids, right? Who do you do it for?
Right.
You know, who do you do it for? Right? I've sacrificed a lot and a lot of time from my kids to be able to put them to where they are now.
1,000%.
You know, so like, it comes with sacrifice. That's just part of the game.
I think about it too, right? Like, I don't have my kids full time, so obviously it's a lot easier for myself to go ahead but if I spent that time bullshitting, like, there's a lot of free time in the day. I told you, I worked a 9-to-5 job and still found a way to get money, right? But how did I do that? So they can have, a profitable life in the future, right? That I can have something to pass down for them. We all speak about the generational wealth change and all that shit, right? But if I didn't put in those extra hours, and it all started with selling something on the side, knocking doors, having a extra side hustle, something, then what the fuck is the point?
Let me ask you this, man. You know, every time I talk to you, man, you always got something going on, right? Since I met you, you know, and that was one of the things that attracted me to you, right? That you're always busy, always on the move, always on the hustle, right? You know, I would talk to our mutual friend, and she would tell me you've got this going on, and you know, and I would see your lifestyle. I was like, damn, my boy's making money, right? And we're friends, so I was like, that's my boy, right? So, what do you do on your free time, and what do you do during the day to take a break, right? Even if it's for 15 minutes, 30 minutes, like, what's your thing to do to, like, get out of it real quick, to snap out of it, to just relax, to reset?
Oh, man. Honestly, I like to cook, and I like to make a mess in the kitchen, kind of, right? No, but I like to cook. I like to, oddly satisfying enough, I like to use this Swiffer mop that has a vacuum in it, right? I'll take my time out of my day and go
I
back
never
and
liked
just
that
kind of
one. I never liked that. I
Shark
never liked
bag
that.
joint?
I mean, you know, I don't have that one. I had the regular Surfer, so maybe I can't say that I don't like it. So.
Nah, you get a little spray and then you can vacuum it up.
You know, I have a steamer though. The steamer
kind of hot.
Yeah, the steamer's
That's
really
how you know
good.
we're getting old, bro.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, right.
Speaking of that, we just took like a 20-minute break prior to this because both of our backs were fucked up. And I feel like, remember when we were young in the military and we'd go to the gym and then you see like the old dudes walking around in a towel and then you'd be like, they were just talking to each other like, yeah, Bob, I went ahead and I filed my disability claim and I went to the doctor today. I made it to the gym. There's gym for like 4 hours, but nothing in the sauna.
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel like that now. I'm a broken down old man.
Fuck, man. Goddamn 47. Is that what we are?
No, I'm 37.
You don't get the reference. It's all right. It's all right. We're gonna plug it in so you
All right,
so we
my
know what you're
bad,
talking
my
about. So all right. So you like to cook. You like to clean, right? To kind of reset.
Right. And I don't think I have a hobby for real, bro.
On your free time, like
I go to the gym, but like that's also in my daily habit.
Yeah, that's not a. I wouldn't say that's a. Free time.
I try to play PlayStation. I try to. I don't know, man. I like it, but shop.
You know,
I don't know, man.
So for me, man. What I love to do on my free time is go to the movies.
I like the movies.
I love the movies, man.
Like the
I
movies.
love going to the movie theaters. If there's a movie that I kind of want to see, I'll go see it just because it's at the movies.
Really?
Yeah, I love the movies.
You don't catch yourself on your phone though?
Hell no. Absolutely not. No way, Jose.
You know what I like to tell people? Like, I'm going to like a meeting, right? And my meeting it could be my own personal time, be my meeting, right? Like I want to lay in bed for an hour and kind of like, just kind of scroll on my phone or something and kind of grab ideas. But I'll put it down as a meeting and kind of put on Do Not Disturb.
I like to have like maybe about an hour and a half of like me time during the day. And what I'll do during that, I'll eat, I'll have lunch. I'll spend 15 minutes cleaning up a different space in my house and throwing things away that I don't need.
Yeah, decluttering.
I love decluttering. And then I'll play Super Mario on Nintendo. I'll play 2 levels.
That's good. I don't want to learn in those 15, 30 minutes which I have that free time. I don't want to learn another skill, which I end up doing throughout the day anyways, and kind of learning about it and trying to apply that to or finding someone who's going to help me there. But I kind of want to, I don't have that much free time in the day.
Yeah, no, I don't either.
I feel like I'm always on a call, and the older I get, the louder the speakerphone is, and I'm like, why am I even on speakerphone?
Yeah, we're at that age.
There's no point.
Where we don't even talk on the phone anymore. It's converted to the speaker. Fuck.
I started looking too when I'm taking pictures of something. I'm looking like the old guy with the iPad. All right, they got it there.
Oh, when you look down and you're touching
I don't even
it,
have bifocals.
Yeah. I know, man. Fuck, man.
But I appreciate going through all those experiences super early, where now I'm actually kind of enjoying it, and those 1,000, 10,000, 1 million hours I put in, right? It's kind of paying off where my experience, like you pay for my experience, or you pay for my skill set, not particularly the time it took me to get it done.
How many hours is 1 million, by the way?
I don't know. It sounded good though when I said it.
It did. That's what I
was
want to.
convincing, right?
Right, it was.
Sales 101. I was a recruiter.
It's 41,666 days.
How about I live that?
I don't know. I'm gonna tell you right now. No, it's 114 years.
Do you want to live under 14 years?
I want to hit 100.
Why? I feel like if I go out today, I had a great life.
Nah, dude. I do not want to go out today. Hell no. God, no. Please don't take me today.
I mean, I want to live a couple more years.
No, I want to live a lot more years.
I ain't that tired yet, but
I'm not tired at all. If we're talking about death, I'm not tired at all. Please.
I'm not ready to go.
Nah,
I just
no.
I've had a great run, bro.
Nah.
I got like 9 lives already. I'm like a cat.
Nah, dude. I'm still running, dude. I need to run more.
All right. I just feel like I escaped death a few times, or even restarted my life all over, and I don't give a fuck. I'll start number 10 tomorrow, right? Take it all away from me. Guess what? Tomorrow, I'll become a plumber and learn how to kill it.
Yeah, but not if you're dead, though.
So let's take away the death part.
All right,
Just like the restart, the resilience.
So you know what? You keep going back to the plumber thing, man. Did you see Super
I
Mario?
don't know, bro.
Did you see Super Mario?
I mean, yeah, my kids seen it without me. Shout out to my kids for abandoning me. You guys suck.
I saw it. My kids and I saw it.
Damn.
Great movie.
Yo, I'm going to rub that in their face today.
If you could go back, right, at 18, what would you have done differently? Knowing what you know now, at 18, what would you do? While you think about it, I'm going to tell you what I would do.
All right.
I would have got into IT at 18.
But IT wasn't even really a thing at
That's what
18.
I'm saying. But that's what I mean. Going back with what you know now, I would have gone into IT. I turned 18 in 2008, so I would have gone in like when Facebook was still fairly new. There was no Instagram yet. There was no Snapchat. Imagine being in IT before all of that.
Bro, we were all like IT programmers.
On MySpace.
Yes, bro. I
Right?
embedded something in there. Like I had music playing.
That's crazy.
I was popping.
That's crazy. I had Mi Gente. You know what that is?
Bro, I don't even know Spanish.
God damn. Mi Gente was a MySpace for Hispanic people mostly. Mostly Spanish people were on there. And then they had Black Planet. You know Black.
Yeah.
So
I didn't have
it was
those.
that. It was Black Planet and Mi Gente. I had both.
Very interesting. Damn.
Yeah,
you know
dude.
what's crazy? Like we appeal to like the Spanish market on certain things that are untapped because like let's just say I run ads for marketing, right? On like roofing and solar. But I'll have a certain niche market where I just run ads in Spanish. Mind you, I don't know Spanish at all. But going after that market, which is just a whole different
That's
type
a
of
whole
thing.
nother market, man.
But it's so untapped.
So
But
untapped.
people don't want to take that time to go into that. So that's where I really make my money is
Yep.
finding an untapped market. Or even if it's a tapped market, how do I do it better? You know, it's like the bread aisle theory.
I don't know what that is.
There's like 1,000. I keep on throwing these high inflated
You
numbers.
do, man. I'm like, God damn.
How many loaves of bread are in that bread aisle?
Are there 1,000? I mean, it
I mean,
depends
I'm
how
sure
big the
there
aisle
is.
is. Depends how big the aisle is. I mean, think about it. How
What do
many
I
can you
Safeway
fit in
right
one
now?
row?
Ralph's, Safeway, something. I want to say there's at
There
least
could be 1,000. I won't say there isn't.
Worldwide, okay, right. And then you get your own bakers and all that stuff. But say at the supermarket, there's probably
Yeah, that's what we're talking. We're talking about at the supermarket.
50. Okay, I'll bring it way down to reality here. There's 50, or say, you think those numbers are right?
Loaves,
Different-
single loaves, or
No,
different.
different types of brands. of
Oh,
bread.
okay, yeah,
Talking
maybe
about
not
buns,
1,000.
Hot dog buns. I don't know why that got weird, but talking about buns, whatever, right? Buns. Damn, I'm immature. We're talking about different loaves of bread here. Now, there's all competing with each other, selling the same thing. You know how many roofing companies are out here in DC? A lot. You just pull it up. I know personally, just maybe because I'm in that network, 4 or 5 people that are absolutely doing the same exact thing. How did I find my difference? I'm not really going to share that secret, but I will eventually.
But you know what? Listen, even if you shared your secret right now, people wouldn't implement it. So it doesn't matter. You know how many secrets I've heard, and
from Trump University.
from Trump, from whoever, right? I haven't implemented all of them.
True.
So it doesn't. I mean, I'm telling you, man. Like people aren't gonna take your game and run with it, right? There's a very, very small chance that somebody's gonna do that.
I think like you're absolutely correct. We can put everything out there, and they're still not going to implement it.
They're still not gonna do it.
Fucking nuts, bro.
Absolutely insane.
And people weren't like respecting my clout or respecting what I was doing 3-4 years ago. All of a sudden, they know who I am. I went 5-6 years in the DMV area with bringing ideas, connecting people together, and they're just like, yeah, all right, little army boy. You know, all of a sudden, oh, what's up, bro?
Oh, right.
Let me send you a bottle
Yep.
to your section,
Mhm.
or nah, get the fuck out. You know what I
I'm
mean?
listen, man.
that way.
Listen, conversations get real different when you pull the rollie out.
That's true.
You
That's
know?
true.
So
And that's another thing. If I dislike you, I will absolutely not do business with you.
didn't you spit on somebody before?
I have before,
All right.
sadly. And it was, I'm not that type of person. I'm not a violent person. But if I feel slighted in any type of way where you didn't respect me before, it's done, bro.
Yeah, listen, I don't take threats lightly either. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm in a situation and I feel threatened, I'm gonna try to get out of it, or get myself out of that situation by what's the word?
Diffusing it, or
Nah, not diffusing it. By beating that person.
like by coming back and
Nah,
making,
it's like it's not de-escalating. It's not diffusing. Listen, if you know what word I'm looking for, put it in the comments, but I can't find it right now. So yeah, I'm with you. I don't take threats lightly either.
But one thing I'm not gonna do, and it's a very young man's game. People with real bread are not gonna fight.
Listen, I'm not a fighter either.
I am not fighting nobody. I am
Nah.
not fighting. I have a bodyguard. I will hire him to come out with me if I feel like somebody. For what? What
I'm
am I
with
gonna
you,
fight
man.
for?
I'm with you, man. Listen, I'm not a violent person either, man. I'm not trying to go out and fight. You know, if that's what I want to do, I would have stayed doing the sport that I was doing.
That's
you know?
the young man. That's the young man in me, right? That's one thing I would change. One thing I would change. Yes, one thing I would change to go back to my future or my past self at 18, when I was absolutely really thinking about it. I got way too emotional and got way too involved in what somebody said about me, about my mama, about what I was doing, about who I was. Because at the end of the day, look where they're at now, right?
You're right. Yep.
And I would have been way further in the future if I can control my emotions. And I'm talking to even 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I was still like, nah, I can't believe they slighted me. Nah. Dude, the real way to get back at somebody is just get better than them.
Listen, man, I'm telling you, that's why I don't be outside, man, because haters are out there, and haters, will clap too.
And for no reason.
So.
For no reason.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy part. Really think about it. Someone will going out to the club, it's unnecessary club drama.
Unnecessary.
For
But
what?
that's also why, you get sections too, though, right? To block people out,
Exactly.
right? So not everyone can be in your space.
But that's also, in my mind, it's all marketing, bro.
It is. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. It's expensive.
It's an expensive marketing trick.
It is. I wanted to ask you something. So you have 2 phones,
Okay.
right? I have 2 phones,
All right.
right? How long have you had 2 phones now? And do you, as a business owner, separating the 2, I'm assuming you have one line for business and one for close friends and family,
Correct.
right? What number do I have, by the way?
You have my personal one.
All right, my boy. Appreciate you.
Nah, but I feel like I'm on your work phone.
Nah, you got them both.
Okay, you did give me both.
Yeah, see?
All right, I feel that.
All right. So, do you...
You were on my work phone at first.
so are you.
All right, cool. Bet.
All right, cool. We got that out of the way.
My bad.
So, do you like it? Do you like having 2 phones? For people that think like, man, should I get 2 phones? Or, nah, I can't do 2 phones. It's too much for me. How do you feel about having 2 phones?
I'm going to put it this way. When I really started investing in myself, is you have to take one step away. Yeah, another line's going to cost me $100 more a month, right? But that separation and mental like cloudiness you get from being able to know when this one pings and this one, vibrates or whatever, you're going to answer the bat phone.
That's what you call it?
That's the bat phone.
I call it the trap phone.
But also, I'm putting a little bit of extra time, money, and effort into this call. And not saying I wouldn't do it for the same thing for my family. My family knows that this phone is taking priority because it's feeding everybody.
It's taking care of the other phone. Yep.
Right. And without this one, yeah, I can, which I did in the beginning. I called everything my personal number. Not everybody needs to have access to you like that. either.
I agree.
So I also started hiring an assistant, hiring an operations manager, where eventually I'm going to pass this down to them, right? Where I can have a little bit more free time, but I'm paying everybody to, have their basically mini version of myself. And that's what I kind of want to get into.
Going to access, when does your day start and when does your day end on that phone? Can somebody reach you at 7 a.m.? Can somebody reach you at 12 a.m., 2 a.m.?
The problem that I have is that somebody, yes, they can reach me on that, right? I do have an answering service. If I miss it, I won't feel that bad. It's called Securus. Shout out to Securus.
Nice. Okay.
It's pretty cheap, $150 a month. Very worth like the anxiety if you miss it.
Hmm.
You have to call back.
Now, did somebody answer?
Somebody does answer 24/7. However, I'm going to answer that call.
Where are they at, by the way?
It's a local base. It's a United States company.
So it's
I think it's Canada. It's not. It's Canada.
okay.
That time frame is. But you're not going to get like...
So nobody will ever get your voicemail then?
They're gonna
Wow.
go straight to Securus. It's gonna have a little
Interesting.
nice, and then it's 855-409 roof, right? Let me just double check that. But yes, it's an 855 number that they're calling. How unprofessional if they're gonna call a 202 number. You have to really think about that stuff.
Say that again. It's an 855 number that they're calling. What do you mean?
Yeah, like 1-800.
So somebody calls you.
So this phone is a 1-800 some number.
Is it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, it's a local 703 number, but when the number I put out there is an 855 number. Now, how much more professional and big company thinking, that's what I thought out the gate. I'm going to drop money. I'm going to get a good amount of business funding. And out the break, which my business is only 2 to 3 years old, off the break, it's going to look like a multi-million-dollar company.
So you have a 703 number with whoever carrier you have.
Right.
And then you hired Securus. You have an 800 line with them.
Mm-hmm. Well, I own that 800 line.
Right. So you own that with the carrier or with Securus?
With Securus.
Okay. So people call when they see your stuff on an ad or a flyer. That's the number you put the 800 number on there.
Yep.
I see. Okay.
Right.
But if someone calls your 703 number, then it will go to voicemail if you don't answer.
It'll still go to Securus.
Oh wow.
So
Interesting. Okay.
that's why I give that number out. But I have a lot of people I connect with, and I feel like I don't even give my number out no more. Like it's just straight Instagram or something.
I'm telling you, man. And another great thing about Instagram is if you give somebody your phone number, right? They're not always going to remember. You're not going to be at top of mind. They're not going to see your number in their phone every day. But if they follow you on Instagram, and if you're active on Instagram, they're going to see your stuff daily, weekly, whatever it is. But you're going to be more top of mind if they are, if they follow you on Instagram versus just handing out your number.
1,000%. And people hated this like note thing on Instagram, like when you go to your messages and it has like the little notes and people.
I love that.
I love that.
I love
know
that.
What my tag is $1,000 solar referrals.
Mm.
How many of those have I gotten? I'll be glad to pay that $1,000 because one, my business is getting out there for free. I love that. So I'm all about adapting with technology.
So that's your tagline.
Yeah, $1,000 referrals,
Okay.
1K referrals. Hit me up for 1K solar referrals.
Okay.
All right. Well,
dude, thank you for
how do we
having me
end
on
this
here, man.
Right? I feel like we're gonna hop in the car and still hold a conversation.
We can, man. But that's why there are more episodes, right?
Right.
So thank you for having me on your first one,
problem,
man.
bro.
It's
It's
always
the best, the candidate that I can see fit for that.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much.
It was fun, bro.
Means a lot to me.
It was fun.
Absolutely. Well,
Share your socials.
so you can follow me at Cristian MLO. That's at CRISTIANMLO. Obviously, you're going to see it in the video, but follow me there. And if you have any questions regarding a mortgage, my phone is always charged. Thanks again for having me, Zeke.
All right. And you already know where to find me. Zeke_Alvarez on Instagram. The link's in the bio. Kinetic Consulting, Falcon Roofing, Falcon Solar, and now the Young Man's Handbook podcast. So check us out on Spotify as well.